Hello, I'm Dr. Mary Atwood. I want to talk today about what I feel is the number one reason for H1N1, or what's sometimes known as swine flu. This strand is actually a combination of swine flu, bird flu, and human viruses all mutated together and are transferable through the air. I've only heard one news station talk about the reason for this terrible virus, it's just been a matter of time actually before it did happen on a worldwide scale. I have another video where I've talked about 10 things that you can do to help prevent getting the flu yourself. On this video, I'm going to talk about the reason, what I believe is the reason. And there was only one TV channel that actually has mentioned this, and that was the the HLN network, that did talk about the mistreatment of pigs and birds, or chickens. I did a blog quite a few months ago on the mistreatment of chickens. That is on my one of my websites, SpiritHealingMakeYourLifeWork.com, if you want to see that. I haven't done one yet on the mistreatment of pigs because it's so sad. If you could see the conditions that these pigs live in, and they're pig factories instead of farms, it would make you sick. Pigs are intelligent animals, and they have, of course, DNA in common with people, and they know, on some level, their body knows, that they're not being treated properly. So they have no resistance to viruses. They have no resistance to infections, and this is why they're pumped full of so many antibiotics in an attempt to keep diseases down, but they don't affect viruses. Viruses, so far, we don't have, and we don't have a vaccine for this H1N1 flu, which is sometimes being called swine flu. But it's actually, as I've already said, a combination of bird, swine, and people flu. Their conditions that they live in are just so heartbreaking. And they have no chance to have any kind of a normal animal life. And so their bodies know that, and they just kind of, like a person would do if you were cooped up and made to perform, eat, made to have, your animal children, and forced to stay in a very tiny, cramped quarters. That is not natural for animals. And of course, baby chickens and pigs don't have a normal upbringing either, so they never have a chance to develop any kind of a normal resistance against a virus. Baby chickens, as I talked about in this previous blog that I mentioned, as soon as they're hatched, they're dropped down in a metal chute and isolated, or crammed together, all of them in one huge pen. And of course, they're given a shot as soon as they come down the chute for, again, antibiotics, which have viruses aren't affected. California banned cramped hens, egg production and chicken production, and it's hopefully all the states will do that eventually. And nothing has been done, as far as I know, about the production factories, pig factories. However, there are ways around this. If we quit buying these products, we don't have to buy them, and here's why. You can buy range-free chicken eggs now and chickens. The internet is full of organic farms where the chickens run around and they sell the chickens, they sell the pigs, and there's a whole list of them on the internet. So there's no reason you can order and they can ship meat to you frozen. Some places will be quicker to where you live, shorter distances. And it's, even if you live out in the middle of nowhere, maybe sometimes easier, there's a farm or chickens running around somewhere, not in the too far distance, because people raise their own food. And a lot of, believe it or not, animals are still on farms having a normal life. So if you, for some reason, don't have an internet or don't want to order that way, you can just inquire around your neighborhood and your community, your state and your county, and find out who would sell you some chickens or pigs. I've heard, and I haven't verified this, but of course I know there's huge pig factories in the United States, but Mexico also has them. And I'm, wondering whether or not there could have been, the reason it started in Mexico is because they have the factories just like we do. And of course, a lot of other countries do too. To end this with a rather gruesome note, I once saw a video, and I believe it was from Japan, where they had put a pig and a human DNA together. It was the most horrible thing I've ever seen. The animal could not stand up because its hips were too heavy for it to be able to stand, and so they had to prop it up. But my first thought was, besides not being able to sleep that night, was what a horrible thing to do to a creature that had intelligence, both human and pig. Put them together, and you have this gruesome sight that literally made me sick. So that's of the more problems for the future that we hope we don't have to deal with. That's bye for now, and if there's any way that you would like to contact me on my website, do so with a comment for some of the things I've said. I would love to hear from you. That's bye for now.